When you graduated high school, did you have any idea you'd be a millionaire?
No.
Tradesmen built America. Not policymakers or desk jockeys, but hardworking, blue-collared men and women. Join me, Roger Wakefield, on conversations with some of the nation's most successful skilled laborers. This is the Trade Talks.
An idea someday, maybe.
You're doing it like 20. You're going to do it 20 years earlier than me.
Well, yeah.
At least you've learned something. You know, and you're not a millionaire yet.
I've learned a lot. Not yet.
But
We're getting close.
It's lined up. And we've got multiple businesses going.
Uh-huh.
But even if all you did was League Pro, you could probably be a millionaire in about 4, maybe 5 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If I focused on just League Pro, maybe a year or two.
Maybe.
But there's no fun in that.
Now, there's not. That is too easy to do.
That's just too easy.
But you know what's funny? You know what's funny is you say, but look, if it ever gets to the point that that's all I can do, I'm just gonna lay back and do that.
I'm gonna kick back, and enjoy it.
It's a fun project.
It's become my passion project. You know, like I hear from plumbers all the time. I was in a call yesterday. One of the plumbers, look, we used to always just send it out to this third-party company, but then I got to where I never hear about those jobs again.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah.
We see that all
Why
the
I
time.
build the tools I do? Because all my life, the only thing I've heard from plumbers in my family is, yep, I lost another leak detection job because they just did the project. They fixed the leak because I sent it to them. It's time to stop that. That's why I do what I do, because I'm tired of hearing that story. And even whenever I went to learn Leak Pro, Terry said, why are you trying to tell plumbers about this? This is a secret. No, it's not.
It's not a secret anymore. You done told Roger.
Buddy, we get to open the can, okay? Mm-hmm. So that's why, and it's become my passion project. I want to give back to plumbers. Spent my whole life learning from plumbers. Spent 20 years in the trade as a pipe fitter. Loved it. I love to build things. I love to teach people how to do things. That's all I do now. Make sure your sounds are off.
Card and everything's good.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, had 7.5 hours.
Okay, so first of all, you grew up around plumbers. You saw how hard the work was. You saw how often people weren't home on Christmas Eve and whatever other time of the day or year. What made you want to get into the trades?
Money. I got pregnant early. Okay, not me, but
I get that.
we got pregnant early, and I had to earn. I still wanted to learn because it's how I was brought up. Hey, you got to go to school. You want to learn. You want to be better than just a high school graduate. So I didn't want to give that side up either. You were in the union, and I knew I could go. I could learn. I could earn the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I could afford my $10 a week out of my check for my schooling, that it became, a year in, 2 years in at the beginning. Luckily, I had a great grandfather covered my little tuitions, and they weren't bad. It wasn't nothing crazy. Could have been affordable if I was just working to earn that too.
Right.
So it was mainly money. I had to learn and earn, but I'd already kind of come up in the trades too as a teenager. My whole family was plumbers. I got stuck in the hole a lot. But
You didn't just get stuck in the hole. Sometimes you were told to dig the hole.
sometimes I was told to dig the hole.
It's like, look, I need a hole right here, 3 feet deep. I'll be back. You're like, okay.
And then you get back and it's like, okay, well, I dug the hole. Tell me what to do in it. Because why are you going to get in there and do all the work? No, hold on. I got it ready. What do I do? Tell me. I wanted to learn how to do it. And I guess I can remember that when I got my first real tool set in my wood tool kit. And I'm out there, saw, hammer, nails, building a little box. But I loved building things with my hands. And that helped made the trades just, yep, let me go do that. I can learn, I can earn, and I get to build things with my hands. Let's go. And got in and loved it.
Now, at that point, I mean, number one, I thought you were stupid for getting in the trades because it's like, the plan was for you to go to college.
Yep.
You were smart enough to do it. And, and I get it. When your mom got pregnant with you, I'm like, okay, my life's changing a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it does. Things shift. And you do what you have to do. But then when you decided to get in trades, I told you, look, and number one, you said, I knew you were in the union. I knew I could learn there. But when you first came to me and said, hey, I'm ready to get in the union, what did I tell you?
No, you're not. Go do something else. You're not ready for it. Coming to find out, I really wasn't.
And you were mad at me too.
Yeah.
I could see it in your face.
Yep.
And it's like, you're going to get mad at me right now. I understand.
Yep. I did. And I went and I worked with a guy you went to high school with. Mm-hmm. Worked under him. He was my foreman on an open shop company. They loved me. Once the union did call after I sent in my application, they were like, oh, we need you to come down to the office. Okay. Boss was like, what do you think they're going to do? I said, well, whenever he finds out that he's actually paying me what I asked for, not what we agreed on, he'll probably let me go today. Wait, what? I said, oh, yeah. I said, you remember that? I told you. He goes, yeah, I know. I told you not to say anything. Yeah. He'll probably be mad at me for that. I said, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I said, they paid what the union was going to pay. And I said, you've seen my productivity. Are they overpaying me? He goes, no, you're definitely underpaid with what you do and what you know.
Okay, so it was, what, a year and a half? Mm-hmm. 2 years
about
later when you came down?
About a year, I guess. Yeah, about a year.
You worked at an open shop. You worked at a machine shop.
Mm-hmm.
You missed a few days, called in sick a few times, took off, played hooky a few times.
That's it.
Which are the things I told you. You're gonna do this when you're young. I know you are. It's what we do.
And I did. I was in the union. I was working. Was going through a divorce.
Oh, I'm not talking in. I'm talking before you got in the union.
Yeah.
Because when you came back to me and said, "Look, I understand what you meant. Now, I think I'm ready."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Look, you got to show up on time. You got to be there. You got to do this. You got to do this. And it's a long list.
And even then, I still screwed that up on a job.
You did.
But life happened.
But at least you didn't screw it up on your first 10 jobs. Now you've screwed up every union contract. You're not,
that's right.
Now nobody will hire me.
Yep. And actually, the place that fired me is where I ended up going back to and spending a lot of my career.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's where you've learned the most and grown the most.
That's it. Yep. And I learned that lesson. Be ready, show up. Just because you only need 32-hour check doesn't mean that you can just keep getting a 32-hour check, because that's not enough sometimes.
Yeah, I remember talking to Bear one day, and I was running the South building, and I walked by, and I mean, Bear was good. He'd miss a day a week. I mean, it'd just be like, hey. And I walked by one day. I said, so what day you gonna miss this week? He's like, well, I don't know. Let's look at him. I said, you know, you got a 40-hour job. He said, do you know why I work 32 hours a week? I said, no, sir. He said, because I think you'd fire me if I tried just working 24. I said, you may have a point there. He said, look, I don't need it. He said, I love doing it.
Yep.
It's like, I get it.
Yeah.
And he was great at what he did.
That's it. And it's easier if you know that on the front. I was an apprentice at the time. You don't just
you don't get to pull all that.
You don't get to pull it. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Okay, so I was really happy you're getting in the union as a plumber.
Yeah.
And then I talked to you one day, and you're like, yeah, I switched over to the pipe fitting class. I'm like, what? What did you do?
You taught me plumbing. They can't teach me what I already know. I'm not going to go be a first-year plumbing apprentice and know as much as a third or fourth year plumbing apprentice. I couldn't swallow that pill.
That makes sense. But, you know, and it was neat because you understand the bigger. I got to fix this. It's going to.
Soothing your mind.
You know, you lack the bigger pipe. And the good thing is it was an entire new thing to learn. I mean, you already knew how to lay out. You already knew how to do a lot of stuff. So you were probably ahead of 99% of the class anyway.
Yeah.
What was it about just being in the trades, walking on a job site? Because the union's different than open shop.
Big time.
You know, open shop, you're probably doing apartments or homes, which I've done both.
Yep.
But walking onto a commercial job site for the first time, what was your first job to walk on? Do you remember? Is it in the union?
First one in the union was probably Texas Instruments.
Is that where you started on the hill?
Yeah, was I think with you at Beard as a laborer, waiting on the list. And I think that was my first. Like I'd done some small ones with an open shop company, but it was like a library, tilt wall warehouse, doing some storm risers, things like that. Nothing major. Texas Instruments was the first one where I was actually around some larger equipment because there were some outdoor projects going on, indoor. It was a little bit of everything going on at that time back then. So it was clean stuff and dirty. So it's pretty cool. And the training going into TI at all the gases that can kill you, all the things that if you get it on your skin, your bones are going to disappear and all this stuff. And it's like, what did I get myself into here?
Yeah.
Like, holy cow. Luckily, I don't worry too much, and I'm smart. They're teaching me everything I need to know, how to prevent any disasters from happening here. Pay attention, listen, do everything that you're told. And a lot of safety guys told me that after. They're like, why do you, like, I never have to tell you anything. Well, no, I just figured out if I follow all the rules that y'all tell me, y'all don't bother me. I can do my job and work. I don't get interrupted by y'all unless it's for an attaboy. Man, you're really doing great. I can't find anything wrong. Exactly. Why'd you stop me? Could you please leave me alone? I'm trying to work.
What made you pick pipe fitting instead of welding?
I like welding. Not enough thought goes into it. A welder's a tool. I love to use tools. I like to be the smart one operating the tools too. And the weld itself can be difficult, but getting a perfect fit so that weld can be so easy is a whole nother story. And most welders that worked with me, they're like, dude, I got a fitter now. Yeah, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be alignment. And I found out those perfect welders, it's like, look, leave one flaw somewhere. Oh, man, you got to be careful over here. That land's a little thin. They're thinking about that spot. Everything else goes in perfect. That spot goes in perfect because they're worried about it.
Right.
So I loved it because of the precision. Plumbing, underground, what do? We pull out a tape, drop a rock. Yeah, it's close enough. Like it's
whoa.
It's
No,
not
that ain't
precise.
close enough for me.
Well, for the most part, if you drop it, gravity's going to pull it straight down like a plumb bob. Like I understand it for a lot. Now, that stake is where we're going to pull that over to and tape it off because we know that's in the wall.
Right.
And I get that. But pipe fitting, when you're fitting up a 24-inch spool, it has to be perfect all the way around or it's not going to work. You're going to have issues. You're going to have problems. That's why I wanted to be the pipe fitter, not the welder. I wanted to be more the thinker and actually getting everything precise for that welder to actually make the weld.
Take just a second and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Man, I am Henry Wakefield. I am Randy
Wakefield.
Wakefield.
Wait, I know somebody with that last name.
I am Squirt. You know, I am all of them. Now I'm Ooh, man, what all do I do? That's a good one. That's a loaded question right there. That's pretty good.
It's complicated.
I run League Pro, A to Z, help you out, do it all for you. It's been great. I've enjoyed it, love it. It's my passion project. At the same time, I help you in your businesses and aspirations and everything we're starting there. Help run the YouTube channel, social media side of things, and chase all the new stuff and go and do the learning with you, which is really cool. Get put in some really cool rooms to meet some great people and learn from some great people and I get to ask some interesting questions to amazing people and get insights.
You know, and I think about that. Like the last room we walked in, you've got billionaires, okay, multi-millionaires.
Yep.
And we're in there hanging out, and people are introducing us like, oh my gosh, y'all need to meet Roger.
Yeah, and the buddy that went with us that didn't know anybody in the room after we left, he's like, and they all just know you like. I said, well, yeah, I hung out with, I've talked to them all. I've had dinner with them.
You've been in rooms with them so many times.
So many times. And I actually have conversations with it. Why? Because I'm me. Billionaire or poor guy, it doesn't matter. I'll talk to you.
You bet.
We'll have the same conversation. I'll try to learn something from you, and I'll try to teach you something if possible. That's why we're in the rooms we're in, to learn from each other. And that's the key. That's what I've learned over the years now. And I love that my mind's opening to that more and not keeping me limited.
You know, and it's funny because I realized when I got in the union that most plumbers stop learning. And I mean plumbers, electricians, HVAC techs. Once they get their license, they're like, I'm a professional now. Leave me alone. Let me work. I'm a tool.
Yep.
Let me go be the tool.
Yep.
Okay. And I mean, if anybody listening hears anything here, the most important thing I can tell you is that never stop learning needs to be your mindset every single day. When I started learning, I started growing. I started making more. When I started investing in myself and my knowledge and what I could do, what I could learn, what I could understand, my growth capability, I saw that, look, there's no ceiling. I can do whatever I want to do. Luckily, you're like that. But how many people do you know in the trades that don't learn?
Tons. Tons of guys are happy to be the worker.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Not at all. There was a time in life I saw myself as I could be the happy worker all my life.
You bet. It sounded
Trust
good.
me. Hey, throw me back into a mechanical room. Oh, I'm going to be happy for 6 months. Leave me alone. I hope there's enough in there to keep me busy 6 months. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to love that. I'm going to feel great about the install. I get to show off my skills, put in a piece of art. It's great. But that doesn't pay near enough anymore. Because there are better possibilities, better chances. Something I learned going from the field to the office. I got a really good pay increase for less physical time, more mental strain by a lot, an exponential amount.
Every
Don't get me wrong. Not the right ratio for the pay, I promise, but it freed up time, which is great. And we know that that is one of the most valuable assets we have. Just from the field to the office, I learned that. Well, what about beyond the office? What does that ratio turn into? I'm starting to see what that will look like, and I'm putting myself on the path so that that is the end goal and the end termination.
So So you're going through the union, and you moved up to be a foreman. You moved up to be a superintendent. But I remember talking to you one day about being a fitter, and you said, "Dad, look, I can fit for 2 welders at a time and keep them busy."
Yep.
And I've had fitters that couldn't even keep 1 welder busy. Don't mean it bad, but they weren't even great welders.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to become so good that you could keep 2 people busy at the same time?
So the main way that I learned to stay that busy is I was an apprentice. On my first real fitting job, where it was, here's the crates of fittings, here's the pile of pipe, here's your prints, build.
Right. Here you go.
No direction, no nothing like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I got thrown in the deep end. Here we go. Luckily, I had a good welder. He's like, look, it's okay. Get me going on something and then start looking at the print and figure out what we're building for. I'm like, well, hold on. I got to figure out what we're doing. He goes, don't you know that a 90 has to go on a piece of pipe, right? Oh, well, yeah. Well, I know we don't know what we're going to cut it at. We don't know anything, but there's probably a full joint somewhere that has a 90 on it, right? Yeah, probably. Well, go ahead and get me going on that. And then you roll the prints out. You start looking and try to figure out where we're building first.
Mm-hmm.
Get me going. Oh my gosh. Well, then they started doing glass pipe upstairs. And I'm like, hey, Bubba, I'm going to fit you up. We're going to get 10 welds tacked up. No, I'm going to put the root in. No. I need you to just tack these up.
Right. Work with me.
What are you doing, Cub? What? Look, I'm going to get you going on this. While you're doing those 10 roots, I'm going to run upstairs and I'm going to learn how to do some gas pipe.
Yep.
Glass pipe. Huh? Okay. Look, I saw that that's what we're doing. I just want to go learn a little bit about it. I'm curious. I was a curious kid. Still am. It's just great. So it's like, boom, okay. I go up. He puts probably 4 roots in while I'm gone. I come back. I'm like, all right, good. I start grinding, getting ready. He's like, well, wait, like, I figured you'd be gone longer. I said, no, I learned how to cut the pipe. I learned how to put the groove on the end. That's it. That's pretty much the gist of everything. Right. Everything else is just measuring and all that layout. I know all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I said, I just wanted to learn how to put the glass pipe together. How is that done? Now I understand the concept. I said I didn't get to do it, but I understand the gist of it, and that's enough for me. He's like, holy cow. But in learning for that one day how to stay ahead that far so that I could disappear for a little bit of time, that clicked in my mind like, ooh, if I ever need to get ahead, tack a bunch of stuff up. Turn the welders loose. Look, that gives me time to think, prep, get everything else ready. How many apprentices do I have? Let's keep them all busy. And that's how I learned to really stay ahead, and that helped a lot.
Now, going through the apprentice training program, which is something like, if I'd have known about it when I was young, I'd have been like, okay, I'm interested.
Yeah.
I was always told nothing but negativity about the union. And one of the first plumbing companies I ever worked at, the owner either used to work in the union or tried to. I don't know anything about it. The boy would tell us, look, the union tells you when you can go to the restroom. Union tells you when you can take a drink of water. Union tells you how late you've got to stay every day and you can't say no. All kinds of different things. And of course, it was nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny now because people that are open shop that come to me and say the union sucks. I'm like, well, have you ever worked in the union? They're like, no. So, well, then don't tell me that.
Yep.
You don't know.
Yeah.
But same thing with the union. The union tells me, oh, the open shop plumbers are the dumbest. I'm like, dude, I was open shop. I'm not your superintendent. So
yeah. How dumb are we?
Do you
really
think they're all that stupid?
Yeah, that's it.
And it just make them say, But then again, they'd complain about open shop. It's like, guys, there's good things about open shop.
Yes. Yeah.
But when you got into the union, they have this thing called the apprentice competition, the apprentice of the year. Mm-hmm. All that would have driven my world.
Yep.
And you won it 3 years?
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
And pretty cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What's the apprentice competition like? Because I tell people that are involved in PHCC, that are involved in Skills USA, that are involved in the UA, stuff like that. If you're an apprentice and you're not trying to be the very best in your class every single year, why not?
Why not? That's the key, because the competitions, luckily-ish for the school, they didn't have one when I was in, because I would have blown it out of the water. Everybody in class knew that too. Like, one of the years that I didn't get Apprentice of the Year, that everybody in class was like, are you kidding? I gave it to him. Oh, well, we sent his coupon off, and his is the only coupon we sent off. He's the only one that we know is a certified welder, so he's just going to get it. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty dumb, figuring he's not the top of the class. Not okay, whatever, which is fine. But the actual apprentice competitions nowadays, if you go in and you strive to be the best, you prove that you are the best. You set yourself up for success, period. In the union, in that environment, if you win it, every contractor wants you. Every contractor wants to show you off.
Right.
And they want to skip the field for you and put you in as a foreman.
Yeah, I don't like that part.
I don't like that part either. And like, I was in the union and had a foreman on a job, had just got done with the competition. First job out, oh, he's running work. Come on, bud. Let me teach you how to do this.
Right.
We banked hours. I set him up. Oh, my gosh. They love him now. They're like, oh, my gosh, you saved so many hours on a job. He's like, Henry helped me do it. Like, he guided me to how to do it and how to throw
well, we
it
all
to
need
y'all.
direction.
That's
we
it.
all do.
Like, and I'm like, a lot of guys, they're like, are you going to be okay working for him? Yeah, why not? Hey, he set himself up for success. The company's buying into
You
it.
bet.
Guess what? I'm going to teach him how to be the best he can be, because he's not getting the field time.
Yeah,
So
to learn from.
he's going to have to learn as quick as he can the right way to be a great foreman and lead without actually doing a lot of the middle part. So I'm going to set him up the best I can. And I did. And he's done great since. And that's what it's about.
Cool.
Competitions, though, they will set you up for success in those worlds. So attempt to be the best that you can be. Keeps you from being laid off, and it keeps you busy and getting paid extra.
Okay, keeps you from getting laid off, because we talked about that the other day, because a lot of people that used to be in the union, or a lot of the people that complain about the union, say, oh, got laid off all the time. Why do people really get laid off?
Not enough productivity. They're not trying enough. They're not
providing value.
They're not providing value. Yep, that's the best sum right there. Not providing value. We're all there to get the job done. We want the company to be successful so that we're successful. We want to win some of those jobs that we can work overtime, because that helps our bank account. Guess what? We have to be safe on those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do our part from the field side to put back in to get us in those positions to where we can work great jobs and make good money on both ends.
All right, so you move from the field to the office. Mm-hmm. What was that first week like?
Holy cow. I don't remember how many walks around the office I would go for, because I was just not used to sitting all day long, like
In front of a computer.
in front of a computer. I had a good area, and I could get up and stand and look at some prints and stuff. So I would do some of that, because I was used to standing for 8 to 12 hours a day, every day, nonstop, never sitting down. Now I have to sit down to work on a lot of things, and it was a big adjustment. Temperature was perfect.
Yeah, 70 degrees every day.
That's the great part. Yeah, that was the big joke. Hey, that was a cold walk into the office, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. But man, it felt great once you hit that door, didn't it? It's like, man, yeah, you don't really have to dress for the weather here anymore, do I? clear my trunk out for a change. Mm-hmm. Wow. So definitely different. Seeing how much time shift is different in the office versus out in the field. Where in the field, we're minute by minute. You have to be on time. On time's late. You better be there early. Not at the office. Boss comes strolling in 15 minutes. Like, oh, yeah, it's no big deal. Yeah. A little traffic, little hiccup. Oh, okay. Wait, like, I'm 30 minutes early every day. Like,
yeah,
hold on.
For a reason.
It doesn't matter? Like, oh, okay. Henry, you're in the office now. Oh. Oh, okay. So that was really hard to swallow that pill at the beginning, but you understand it's different, and you're in a different environment. It's a different space. Everybody that adjusts from the field does end up adjusting to that, but I was always 15 minutes early.
And they don't talk the same way in the office that they do out in the field, do they?
No, not quite. A lot of people in the office, I had to let them know real quick, hey, look, I'm from the field. I'm a little rough around the edges. I'm adjusting. And I did. I throttled it down a little bit, but there was still some field talk. Luckily, I was in the office of a construction company, so most of...
Kind of understandable.
Yeah, most of the people were kind of used to it. They're like, no, look, we're on the job. We know. Yep. Adjusted very well, though. Did pretty good. I remember my boss was worried whenever he first brought some ladies into our group that we were going to be training. He's like, no, Henry, I've had women work for me before, dude.
Right.
You're fine. You ain't got nothing. Like, well, I know, look, I'll cut on the cursing. I'll be careful.
Right.
I'll watch the mouth. And after a week of meeting them and them working with me and stuff, they're like, look, Henry, it's okay. I can tell that you're trying to hold back some words. You're fine with me. I'm normal. Okay, cool. I just want to check, so you learn, and it works out well.
God, 3 years ago, we acquired a company called Leak Pro.
Yeah.
It's been about 3 years, hasn't it?
Just over. Yep. Yeah.
We went to California. Went through a training. Or did you really go through the training with me or no?
No, I gave you... No. No, you did that
I went out there
way
before.
before.
Okay.
That was years before, yep.
But then when we acquired the company, you went to California for 2 months or a month?
Like 6 weeks,
Yeah.
I think. It was about 6 weeks total. Was there 5 weeks. Then you came. We met up with... Then I did the training with Bill and his guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did a training out there. Got to give you a training, more or less. You filmed,
but
filmed
I
the whole thing.
I didn't go through it.
You were the videographer.
Yeah, I know. I got to play videographer
we
for a
turned
day.
it around.
Mm-hmm. Learning an entirely new business. You had to learn how to build the product, order the materials, track the product.
Where to get it all.
Yep. A million different things about it. But then also learn how to train people how to use it. Mm-hmm. And Terry spent a lot of time training you how to use it. That way you understood the pitfalls, the mistakes, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, all that.
Yep.
How long did you work for me when I sent you out there? Because you came in and kind of helped with social media for a little bit.
No.
You came straight over for League Pro?
Straight in for League Pro, went, spent that 6 weeks out there, and then after getting back, it was like, okay, let's get everything rolling here. Then I got the machinist on board, did all that. I was focused on League Pro, did user manuals, did everything. It was a lot of League Pro work.
You were already working with me, though, for something, because you were there the day Terry called and said, okay, look, here's the deal.
I came and I helped you redo your shop. My first week there, I was cleaning the shop.
Okay.
Because nobody in your office knew anything
Putting
about any part out there. Like, nobody knew what anything was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew plumbing stuff. So I went through and did your shop. We extended that studio.
Yeah.
We did a couple things like work-wise, physical construction type stuff.
You bet.
Didn't really start helping with the social media till I rebuilt League Pro here for the most part. And then it was like, okay, I've got all this built. All right. So now I'm just kind of waiting on sales. Okay, cool. Everything's done. Everything's great. Systems are set up. How can I kind of help y'all in y'all's world? Like, studio looks great. Everything's set. All that's done. How can I kind of help y'all set for videos?
Okay. Learning to start and grow a company. Terry did things a lot different than we do.
Oh, yes.
What have you done right?
Stay ahead. Like a lot of times when I'm out of town, something gets ordered, it's sitting here, it's ready to go. All I got to do is send a barcode to the office and it's like, hey, drop this off. Boom. Terry was never prepared. It was, oh, you ordered? Okay, yeah. Oh, I need to get out there and I need to build this and ship it and do. And being ahead of everything, that's really helped a lot. Trying to actually structure things out to where it's a simple schedule to follow. That's helped a lot. Managing things, like a lot of things, Terry, when I built a spreadsheet to where if I needed a part, I could just click on the part and it would open the link to the website of where I need to order it from. He's like, wait, what? Oh man, I'd be on the phone for a couple hours calling all the people trying to get the right person and part and all this. And it's like, dude, like, no, Terry, that's no,
Right. We ain't doing it that way.
But luckily I'd moved into the office. So I learned spreadsheets like that to be able to build the things that I did to simplify League Pro and build all that out. That's helped the process a lot and helped me actually track it. Because entering it, I didn't know business. Still learning business now, like still studying it on a normal basis because that's what I've learned I need. Definitely don't learn much of that in the field.
No, you don't. And, and it's funny because my first coach was Michael Gerber. And that's one of the biggest things I learned from Michael Gerber is, look, we're taught how to do something. He said, Roger, plumbing.
Yep.
He said, you understand plumbing better than most people. But you're never taught how to start a business, how to run a business, how to make a business successful, how to do this. He said, we're just not taught that. And then as I got into learning sales and how to do different things there, I learned that, one thing that we're not taught how to do in school is actually listen. How do you listen? Most people listen to reply. Well, they should listen to repeat. So learning can come in so many different ways. And it's neat because going back to what we talked about earlier, once I started learning, I realized you can't ever stop learning. And I love that because you're constantly looking on League Pro, how can we improve the system? How can we change this? How can we get ahead? How can we do more? Where's League Pro at now? Are you happy with where it's at, or?
No. I mean, I've 10x'd it since I've got it, but I want to 10x it again. Why not? I know what's possible. That's definitely in the wheelhouse. So it's like, why not strive for it? So that's the goal. Now, I'm not putting my foot to the pedal or anything really heavy. Not striving hard, not trying to do it fast. But it's slowly growing. It's slowly getting a little bigger, a little faster over time. And that's what I want. I want slow growth. I don't want it to go crazy all in one night. That's not what I want. I want it to be steady growth. We originally 10x'd it. I want to 10x it in about the same time. Just take a few years and stretch it and do it. And I think it's still headed that way. So definitely doing good things.
We've improved the system a little bit. definitely improved the case, the packaging,
Yes.
the branding,
Yep.
the website. I mean, there's so many things that working on it that really anybody watching that should understand that when you start a business, no matter what kind of business it is, you look at your numbers, you figure out how to grow it. How can you improve those numbers? How can you improve a little bit at a time? How can you improve a lot at a time?
Yep.
And sometimes just those little tweaks lead to big peaks.
Make big differences. Yeah,
they really do.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, and that's it. Like, I'm starting to learn that with advertising. I was a pipe fitter. The good thing about Leak Pro is, look, I know I manufacture leak detection equipment. Yes, it's for leak detection people. I want it to be for plumbers. Mine's geared more for plumbers.
Right.
It's so that we can listen to find the leak. That's all I want to know is, where's the leak at? Sound leads me to it. Perfect. This is the tool I want to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that question, well, how's yours better than everybody else's? Look, what are you doing with it? Like, hold on. What are we comparing to? What type of leak detections are you doing? Let me let you know if it's actually a fit for you or not, because it may not be. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I know what I'm selling and who it's actually for. When you know that about your business, that's great. That makes things a lot easier to be able to scale and grow and keep on that steady path.
What's next for Leak Pro?
Man, we'll be starting some socials soon. I've got to put some videos out of how to use the product, put some videos out there. It can teach the basis of the process of leak detection, but I don't think they can gain enough from watching a video to be great, to be a professional at leak detection by watching a video.
They'll understand the procedures.
The theory that
right.
You're not going to train your ears.
But when you're not there laying that disc down saying, this is where it is.
This is the location. Yep.
Normally within the first 8 hours of training, the first day.
Yeah.
How close are people to the leaks?
Typically within that first day, they're within a foot. They're within a foot by that end of it. Because
which is called?
In the hole. In the hole. Okay. If I am cutting a hole in a slab, it is a 2 foot by 2 foot minimum. Why?
That's
the space I need to get in there and work easily. Not, I can't right. do that. In the hole. And that extra day, we do some drainage stuff. They get on the super deep leak then. And our training center's not easy. But when you learn that process and your ears go through that training, and that repetitiveness is the key, because you run through so many leaks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people ask me, well, can you come out here and yeah, I can come out and do a leak detection for you if that's what you want me to do. Well, no, we want you to teach us how. Yeah, it's one leak. I can't teach you everything in one leak, because it's just not possible. Now, here I've got a bunch of different setups and situations to run you through to make it difficult and harder and to trick your brain and make you think different. And then it's like, oh, wait, let me go back to that actual process, and it's going to lead me to my leak. And you learn that way.
By the end of the second day, how close are people normally?
Typically within about 3-4 inches. Typically day 2 is whenever you'll see some pinpoint locations or within an inch. Most of my favorites a half inch either side. And it's like, yep, you was almost there. And that was pretty fun. Everybody always takes a picture when they are within that inch. They're like, oh, can I take a picture of that? Of course. Take a picture. That's good.
Right.
You started with 130,000 square inches. You're within 2. That's money. So.
What's after Leak Pro?
Man, after Leak Pro, I don't know. We've got other things that'll probably take care of a lot of stuff. Got some big things going that'll open some new paths. May, we've talked to Milwaukee before. They'd love to buy League Pro. Maybe. But like I told them last time I'm going to 10X it again first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it gets to that point, we'll kind of see where life is. If I want to let it go or if I just want to keep it to give it to the kids, let them run, let them play and have some fun. Wouldn't be hard to teach them how to do it. I've got the right center to train them on. So
Great place.
That's it. But I'm not sure. Bigger, better things, I'm sure. That's usually where life leads me to.
So, you since you came to work with me, life has changed.
Oh, yeah.
uh,
I've been to Vegas 50 times.
Man, pretty much. Yeah, where all have you been?
Oh, man.
Vegas a lot. I know.
Vegas a lot. Yeah. I mean, like, we fly in and out of Vegas to go anywhere, I feel like almost.
Indianapolis, Chicago.
Chicago, Orlando. L.A., Hollywood, Malibu.
Malibu's pretty cool.
Malibu was pretty cool.
It does not suck.
The mountains reach the ocean, y'all. They do.
Uh-huh.
When you're from Texas, you don't think that, you don't think much about mountains anyway. Except, oh, yeah, those are just in these couple states, right? The Colorado Rockies and Tennessee. I think that's about all we think of as major mountain regions. Right. First time driving through Utah, I didn't realize that state has more mountains than anywhere.
And then a little further west, they head right down to the water. A little further west,
they head to the water. So, but been to some cool countries. We've got to go to Dominican Republic. Been to Mexico a couple times now. Got to see some cool things. Definitely got to watch you speak internationally. Got in some cool rooms, meeting some cool people, learning some cool stuff. Swam with sea turtles.
We've been to the Bahamas.
Yeah, to the Bahamas.
The Dominican Republic.
Yep.
Costa Rica?
No.
Why'd I go? I went to Costa Rica for
something else. Okay. Yeah, for one of your trips. No, then we went to Mexico, a couple different spots around Mexico.
And in Mexico, we normally find a way to hang out for a little bit.
Mexico, we did good. We planned a day ahead, one or two after.
Yeah, two.
The training portion. I think it was two after.
Yeah, because
we had plenty of time
over
to just down to Cozumel.
Placar.
Yeah.
We did take the shuttle across to Cozumel.
Uh-huh.
Wanted to show you that.
That's right.
One of my favorite places to hang out because we flew in and out of there.
We flew in and out of there. Yep.
Yeah. And now Southwest doesn't fly Cozumel anymore. It's like, what is wrong? I know.
Heartbroken.
Have to recalculate, shift and adjust.
Yeah.
What are you learning these days that you just never thought you'd be learning?
Building AI robots to do tasks like an assistant. I had an idea, like robots, or I knew that would be a thing in my lifetime. I didn't think that it would be a thing in my working lifetime necessarily.
Right.
Figured I'd be retired by the time things were doing what they do now. But technology is advancing, and I've seen that all my life. It's just gotten faster and faster and faster, and nowadays it's changing day by day. So there's always something new that's coming out. But I think just where AI is at and how we're teaching it, it's smart and dumb. So you've got to learn how to talk to it the right way. And that's something that I'm learning is it's a whole nother language that you're learning. Just like everything that it's been, computer science, things like that. It was a language I realized in class I didn't want to learn that language. My brain didn't comprehend it as well as everybody else. So it was like, no, I don't need that language. AI, though, I've learned to talk pretty well to it and make it question me on things and stuff like that. So that's been interesting. Not a direction that I thought it would be to where it is now for sure, because there's automated video and stuff that you can make all AI do. So, and social media, how quick and easy it is to put a post out that anybody in the world can see. How quick that is. That's pretty astonishing.
We've got to do some fun stuff. We've got invited to great events. you sat ringside at Mike Tyson.
Yep.
Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. We thought about trying to go to a fight last Saturday since we were in Vegas already.
Just since we were there.
You know, it's a stadium. It's going to be so much to get on the second row. It's like, no, can't do that. What have you not done that you want to do?
Man, that's a tough one. Probably take a vacation. I know we don't know what
you did
those
that
are
last
here.
year,
I know we don't really know what
or
those
2 years
are.
ago. You did it. You've
I know.
done
I
it
did it
once.
right before this.
You've done
I
it
took
once.
a week. I took a week. So nice. No, I'll probably go to a big major event or something. It'll probably be the next cool thing. Like, got to go see Banana Ball. Like, that was cool. That was
cool.
fun. Got to take the kids and a whole team. Like, that was a good night. Everybody enjoyed it.
Even though it wasn't the Savannah Bananas.
It wasn't, but I'm going to tell
It's
y'all,
fun.
if you've never been to a Banana Ball game, you should try to go because it's a party from before the start and after it's over.
Yeah.
It was really cool. It was a good experience. Loved to get to do that. But I enjoy a lot of our team events. We do some cool stuff.
It's kind of a cool place to work sometimes.
It is. It is. It's got its days. It's got its crappy days. You know, we work
Yeah,
for a plumber, but
it
know.
does. I know. But it's fun, and I think we're doing good things. I think we're moving things a great direction. Out of all, we're working on a lot of things.
Yeah. Everything we're working on is to help others.
It is.
And that's what I love about it. That's a lot of people ask me, how do you still work with your dad? Look, we're trying to do good things for others. We're trying to give back. That's what
And
we're
at
trying
the
to
end
do.
of the day, we still get mad at each other.
That's it, all the time.
It's like,
fine.
well, it's not quite all the time,
Not all the time, but you know, I mean,
but a hell of a lot.
often enough.
But you know, the good thing is we're building cool stuff, and you know we talk about it. It's like, hey, here's my vision, here's my idea, here's this. What do you think? And it's good to be able to work like that. God, you've been here just over 3 years, you say?
Yep. Yep.
Man, couldn't believe I hadn't fired you yet.
I know.
Really, I have several times.
Yeah.
It doesn't stick.
Yeah. I don't listen.
I know. I never have. Are you having fun doing what you do now?
I am. You know, there's times that it stresses me out. Like, we lost half a team in a week is what I call it at the time. And, like, everybody's like, man, like, you do a lot of that. It's like, yeah, I took a lot of that on. I do a lot of things. So there's times I'm stressed. The good thing is I learned well how to juggle in being that foreman, being that superintendent, being that industrial estimator for 5 years on large semiconductor projects, things like that. Like, I was bidding clean rooms, completely out of the norm. Like, you bid pharmaceuticals, there's some interesting valves. You learn whole new symbols that you've never seen in life. You learn a lot of new stuff, and you're juggling multiple things. That's what makes me good now, to be able to handle the multiple positions I do.
You know what's funny, though? You seem happier now because you're doing more things, different things.
Yep.
It's at times it looks like you're a lot more laid back than you used to be.
Yep. I've had to become that.
It's funny, though. I mean, but we did. But we lost 3 people in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. But it feels like things are just running smooth now.
Yep.
It's the team is freaking doing amazing. I've asked so many people to do so many new things. But I mean, there's no stress. I don't come in tense anymore.
I only do when I got to get the set ready to film that morning. But it's mainly because I got to set up out there and keep everything else I got
Right.
going. Because my mornings are
just
usually
come in
busy.
and open the business.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It's
But you start up my office, my studio, my end of the building.
Yep.
You come in, get it all lit up, start it up, going. Then I'm just walk in and pretty much turn on my computer and go to work.
Yep.
But you also, you're in there talking to the team, making sure everybody's got everything they need. We've got a new editor.
Yep.
Doing fantastic. He sees things a completely different way.
Yes.
We've taken on some new tasks for our designers and ideation people, and that is going amazing.
Yep.
We basically pitched a new business idea in Utah last week. That was received extremely well.
Yep.
What should we do next?
Vacation.
See, you
Have
keep
fun.
going back to that.
Have
you keep
fun.
going back to
like, no, because like we've talked about it. Like, what's the goal? Throttle back a little, but have more fun with doing that. Like, you know, I've got this video idea that we've had for a while. That I know a way to make it a reality nowadays, and
Right.
it's like, but it's going to take some time, some effort, some prep, some stuff. But it's one of those. I won't have to put a video out for a month. It's going to be good enough.
Right.
But it takes the commitment, it takes the time, it takes all the effort, the investment, because it's going to cost to blow stuff up. I mean, come on. Getting the blast chamber
But we
fixed
enjoyed
again,
it.
and we get to blow stuff up again. You know, that's good stuff. I was thinking about that this week. We were talking about that. Is we're going to be gluing some copper again and figure that out and see how that looks. Because that's the key is I get to have fun. You know, part of the creation, it's what are some of the things that make me curious as a plumber, pipe fitter guy? Well, what are the limits of stuff? Let's figure out what that is. That's what I'm curious of. Why not?
And I love it because people are like, well, it doesn't matter that it went to 2,000 pounds. Nobody's house will ever do that.
I hope
I
it
know.
never does.
I know,
That's it.
but I still want to see what it do.
That's it. You know what? If somebody accidentally tied a pressurized bottle to the water system and opened it,
It
it
could
could
happen.
accidentally add 2,000 PSI real quick to the system. Now, not all the way, but
Hopefully nobody's
with
done
a
enough
few
to do
houses.
that.
Well, me too, but like, it's possible. If so, what fittings do you want in your home?
Right. Yeah.
Now, like testing the wax rings, wax and rubber. Is it ever going to hold pressure? No, I hope it never does. If
not
it does,
designed
I'm
to.
scared
Yeah.
of what it's trying to hold back. But aren't you curious? Which one is going to hold better? If something does happen that sends some pressure through your sewer system,
Right.
what's going to keep it in? I'm just curious. Now, there's a vent for everything to release to, so it should never put pressure on that ring, and I know that. But what's the test at? Let's find out, because that's what I want to know. And you know what? That's what the younger generation's starting to have fun with, is what's possible out
Right.
there. What are the limits? What if?
The younger generation, why do you think Gen Zs and Gen As and people like that are picking the trades now? Because they're saying no to college. That they've heard all this crap about these student debts that aren't getting paid back. And my thought is, well, if they were worth it, they'd have got paid back.
That's one of the reasons I didn't look forward to attempting college and stuff. It's like, look, I got to go in owing money to learn something. I've spent 12, 13 years of my life learning stuff. I can't go earn money yet, really.
Right.
Like, oh, I need to go more schooling, and I need to pay for this schooling, and then, oh, I'm just going to owe after I get out. Then I got to try to get this job so I can pay all that off. That doesn't interest me. Going out and working, earning what I get. The trades aren't a scary thing, and like that's something I learned going into the office. A lot of the guys, oh man, build a mechanical room. Oh, that just sounds like so much work. Well, yeah, it's work, but when you learn the right way to do it, it's not.
It's
You
fun.
don't really
It's a
strain
big
your
erector
body.
set.
You don't.
Let's go.
There's tools
Yeah.
to lift all the heavy stuff. You're not picking it up unless you want to or you choose to. I was a big fitter, so I choose to sometimes just to test that body's limit. because I'm always curious. But there's tools to do it. It's not as hard, especially now as it used to be, because we've created so many great tools to save that body. That's what the younger generation's figuring out is, look, we don't have to do it that old way that tore up everybody's body.
Right.
They've got exoskeleton suits that hold all the tools you're using. You just reach out and operate the tool. Well, guess what? That's not a strain on my body at all. I can do this all day. It takes longer to get the work done. Okay. It's safer. It's better on the body, and that person will last longer in the field too.
I love seeing the younger kids getting in. The opportunities are amazing. They're going to be our next entrepreneurs. To me, if they're smart, they get into plumbing, electrical, HVAC, get their licenses, never stop learning, and 5-10 years from now, they're entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. They're running a business. They're making $500,000 to $1 million a year.
Yep. Yeah, if you get in any of plumbing, electrical, HVAC, your majors, everything's going to technology. It's a perfect spot for electricians.
Oh, yeah.
Everything has to be cooled because all these
data centers,
computers, let's just say a computer at home, but you got a PC over here. The colder you can get it, the better it's going to operate. It's a fact.
The colder I get, the worse I am.
That's it. The grumpier you get.
Absolutely.
But the cooler you can get it, the smoother it runs, the faster everything is, because it thrives there. HVAC you're going to cover. You're going to have plumbing and stuff to do all this. You're going to have to condensate drainage. You got to have drainage from all this AC because you have to keep this equipment cool. That keeps everybody busy.
You didn't go to college. Have you had a good living?
Oh, great. Great. In the trades, I lived check to check, but it was mainly by choice is what I've learned later in life because I'd try to spend it. Mm-hmm. When you're in the trades, that's kind of what you do.
I know. God, we've got to learn so much.
We've got to fix that. Put some of it aside. And, I'd learn from some of those old guys that would tell you, make sure you put some up. You used to tell me, make sure you put some up. I had kids. I didn't get to put much up. But that's the reality of it for me. So I lived check per check for a while. Once you finally get, though, to where you can build a savings and you fix your brain, and it's like, look, let's not blow through everything. Let's build a little nest egg for an emergency. The first time you do that, and the old timers used to tell me that all the time, get it to where you can live a month without working in case you get laid off. That's great, because then something happens to that car. Guess what?
You got it.
I have money.
Oh
my gosh, I can get this fixed. And the first time I was able to do that, it was like, oh my gosh, all that depleted my savings. But man, I had it. I'm so glad I had it. I'm going to build it right back up again because I didn't have to call for help from anybody. And that changes your perspective in life, I think. And you just kind of like, okay, hold on. Let's save some of this to cover me.
Okay, take just a second again. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, how they can get in touch with you.
Man, I am Henry Wakefield. I run Leak Pro. You can get in touch with me at 18888 Leak Pro or visit leak.pro, which is our website. You can book me for a Zoom call there, anything like that. Send in a message. It all goes to my email. So that's one of the easiest ways. I'm on Facebook.
There you go. Tell me about the best day you ever had in the trades.
Man, best day in the trades. Ooh, that's a tough one. Best day in the trades. I guess probably one of my favorites is out of Infomart. And Infomart, it's an all glass exterior building. We were doing cooling towers right above the loading dock. Right against the building is where the main run of pipe came out. 30-inch pipe running down. And we had this crane boomed out from the very top of the loading dock out like 200 feet, flying this piece of 30-inch, 5 feet from the glass. Really long piece. So you had to just slow, steady, be in control of the whole thing. But to watch things like that if something goes wrong, it's horrible. But we all know, slow, steady, we're going to get it right where it needs to go. And when you drop in those big, massive pieces, those feel so good.
Yeah.
And when you do it, everybody's safe. Everybody goes home the same. All that. Things like that make you feel good. I like flying the big, heavy stuff. And that's probably some of the coolest things. I've got to fly some really neat stuff. And when you're an operator and you can squeeze in and you just fly it up just like a story you've told before, that's the kind of operator I am. And people are just like, oh my gosh, like, how did you line that up from here? Like, how? Well, I looked at this, thought about this, did this. And, I knew I was really close. I didn't think I was there, but I was. A little bit of luck goes in there, too.
You just got to be able to see crazy stuff.
But you've got to be able to think outside of the box and just kind of, okay, let me try to line up with this because this should be about there, up there, da-da-da-da. And you think that way and think things through, and they're just like, oh, my gosh, I can't think that way. And it's like, look, we're all a little different, and we are.
All right. Tell me about the worst day.
Ooh, man, that probably out at TI. I was an apprentice, and there was a crew. They were working on a liquid nitrogen line, and they went to remove the cap to extend the line. The valve was bleeding by.
It's a lot of pressure.
With liquid nitrogen, when it touches air, it expands 300 to 1.
I thought it was 700, but okay.
So it turned that cap into a rocket. Just so happened that guy's apprentice was on a ladder down the way a little bit doing some labels from what they had just got done doing. And he took it right to the face. And I was one of the first guys that walked up to it. Luckily, I had an Nextel back then, so I'm like calling with safety and everything. And, they're like, oh, you got to get out of here. I said, no, I'm with him. I'm good. Right. Oh, yeah, you stay with him. And, because they were trying to run me out at first, but then once the safety guy realized, oh, wait, this guy, he's fine. Blood doesn't bother me. I wanted to be a doctor growing up. I'm okay. I'm here for him. I'll do what I can. There ain't much I can at this point except wait for EMS to get there. But I'll do what I can. I'll sit here and talk to him. And just that, that's a lot. We got sent home, immediately after that. They gave us a quick chat after they got him out, and then everybody go home. Those are the bad ones, though, because, like, with him, the week before I was talking to him, he was a scuba diver. He was getting ready for his next trip in, like, 2 weeks. And it's like, well, there it goes. That quick. Yeah. That's how quick it can happen. So it's kind of eye-opening, and that was probably one of my worst days, just because how close to home it hit, and we had just been talking about the future plans. Right. And then it's just like, holy crap, those are gone. Like, so it was eye-opening, but it helped me embrace safety, I guess, a little more and think things through.
Cool. Squirt, this has been fun.
Definitely so.
It has been fun. We'll have to plan one again.
That's it. Another one next year.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks.